Impeachment versus VP Sara Duterte. Sara Duterte became the first Philippine vice president impeached after 240 lawmakers backed complaints of fund misuse, unexplained wealth, alleged murder plots and betrayal of public trust. The trial could significantly impact Duterte's political future and the nation's stability. This impeachment also raises broader concerns about accountability, partisanship and the political weaponization of legal processes, fueling further division and uncertainty in the country's leadership. On February 5, 2025, the Philippine House of Representatives impeached Vice President Sara Duterte after 240 lawmakers affixed their signatures to the fourth impeachment complaint lodged against her. Duterte makes history as the first Philippine vice president to be impeached, exposing the deep-rooted political divides in the Philippines. The impeachment complaint hinges on several grounds, including the misuse of public funds, unexplained wealth, allegations of plotting murder and betrayal of public trust. The articles of impeachment were forwarded to the Philippine Senate on the same day, but its session adjourned without tackling Duterte's impeachment. Senate President Francis Escudero explained that the impeachment trial will not commence until the Senate's session resumes and later announced that the trial will start in July 2025 after President Marcos delivers his third State of the Nation address. Notable legal luminaries are divided on the procedural aspect of the impeachment. Former Supreme Court Justice Adolfo Ascuna, who is also one of the present Constitution's framers, argued that the impeachment trial could proceed even during a Senate recess. Ascuna asserted that the Constitution mandates that the impeachment shall forthwith proceed, meaning it is not bound by the legislative calendar. But fellow retired Justice Antonio Carpio opposed President Marcos's remark that he can call for a special Senate session to proceed with the trial, positing that such a call can only be used for the enactment of laws. Some have cautioned that extending this trial to the succeeding Congress presents a constitutional gray area. Already, a petition has been filed with the Philippine Supreme Court seeking to order the Senate to immediately proceed with Duterte's impeachment trial. As a countermeasure, Duterte herself filed a petition asking the High Court to nullify the impeachment complaint against her. No matter when the trial commences, Duterte's impeachment could not have come at a worse time. With Filipinos heading to the polls before the Senate resumes its session in June and the trial commences in July, the road ahead looks far from smooth. Half of the Senate's 24 seats will be up for grabs in the May 12, 2025 midterm election, the outcome of which will be crucial in determining Duterte's fate. A two-thirds vote in the Senate is required for conviction, which means that at least 16 senators must vote to convict Duterte. The impending change in the Senate's membership post-election casts a long shadow over Duterte's impeachment trial. If Duterte does not have enough allies to win the election and evade conviction, her conviction will not only remove her as vice president but may also disqualify her from holding any future public office. But an acquittal would give Duterte a new lease on her political career. The constitutional limitation that allows only one impeachment proceeding to be initiated against any impeachable official within a one-year period would buy Duterte enough time to recover from the blowback of impeachment. If Duterte is convicted, the succession rules outlined in the 1987 Philippine Constitution will take effect by operation of law. The rules provide that in case of a vacancy in the vice presidency, the president may nominate from among the members of the Senate or the House of Representatives, which must be confirmed by a majority in both houses. In this scenario, President Marcos gains leverage by having a choice to select someone he trusts to occupy the vice presidency. Duterte's conviction will seriously undermine her political clout and will derail her ambition of becoming the next Philippine president. Duterte's impeachment has added fire to the feud between the Duterte and Marcos families, further polarizing the Philippine political landscape. Even with Marcos's consistent denial of any involvement in the proceedings, Duterte's impeachment has sounded the death knell for their hollow political alliance. Davao City Congressman Paulo Duterte, the vice president's brother, described Duterte's impeachment as another saga in their family's political persecution by the Marcos administration. The family patriarch, former President Rodrigo Duterte, is at risk of being arrested by the International Criminal Court, ICC, for his regime's violent war on drugs. In January 2025, the Marcos administration said that it would favorably respond to any request from the ICC concerning Rodrigo Duterte's arrest. While the impeachment proceedings could restore public trust in the country's institutions by showing that mechanisms which hold public officials accountable are working, the resulting political instability and increasing polarization may outweigh its benefits. The selective nature of impeachment, often wielded as a political weapon against the incumbent's opponents, belies the logic that it reinforces the rule of law. At the end of the day, an impeachment is a spectacle of political partisanship. Duterte's impeachment does not resolve the deeper issues of lack of accountability, failure of good governance and corruption within the ranks of the Philippines' political establishment. Only this time, Sara Duterte must take the fall. Thank you for viewing. Click subscribe for me to create new content.